Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Kesiena Ziwegbe. Today I'm doing like a part two and a more vibrant talk session. The last time I was talking about self-sabotage and it was really emotional. And today I'm talking about how to really stop seriously, and now I'm just talking about like even when you stop, how to stay on track, because you could get carried away and still go back to that life of self-sabotage if you're not aware how to stay away actually. So yeah, and some of the things you can do to help you stay positive all the time. Let's get into this episode. Hello everybody, I am back. Actually, I am about to leave and I was like, this is a great time for me to have the part two of the conversation we had the other day. I uploaded it. I would say I uploaded it like yesterday right now, but I did this video like a few days ago. I'm sorry I couldn't like upload. It's been busy out here. Busy. So the last time we were talking about self-sabotage. Yeah, I remember now. And I mentioned a few things, and I mentioned, like, you guys will bear with me. I'm getting ready, so I'm going to put on my socks while I talk and do the last bit of what I need to do before I head out. So, I got emotional when I started talking about why don't we kind of focus more on the good things that we see around us. Sometimes I think one of the best ways to put an end to this whole self-sabotage and this negative self-talk that we do and self-doubt is for us to begin to look at people with success stories. Yeah, and I don't want us to get just begin to get in a kind of delusion where we focus so much on that and we don't expect that we're ever going to be disappointed, and when the disappointment comes, it's like times two of whatever you would feel initially. So yeah, but on a good note and in a balanced perspective, I would say that we should focus more on other people's success stories and the positive things that we find in our environment, in our society. And that really helps you to be able to continually speak positive about your future, about your life, about your current situation, and just look at things from a better off angle. I got this powder from Poundland. It's just £1.50 and it's been really good. There's no mirror around me right now, but I could do something. It's been really good, I'll tell you. It's so cheap, and I'm like, because I like to do this thing where I get really cheap products. For now though, I don't believe in spending so much for cosmetic and all that. It's not my thing yet. Okay. So like I said, let's focus on other people's success story. Why are you, always focused on bad stories? I know why. Because you allow them on your timeline. You allow them on your Instagram timeline, your Facebook timeline. Whenever you see stories about, somebody that was betrayed and heartbroken, that's the one that interests you, right? You like that one because that's the life you want for yourself, or because you want to learn a lesson from it. I understand that, sometimes I tell myself, what, I need to know these things that are happening out here so that I can know what's happening out here in these streets and how people move, But when does it leave trying to learn a lesson to becoming, obsessed with negative stories and beginning to say, oh my God, this is how people are. And then, bringing that into your life. How would you know when you cross that line? It's really hard to know. So, yeah, can you begin to take those off your timeline? And I'll tell you something. There was a time that I deliberately, I've said this on the channel before, I deliberately deleted a lot of, unfollowed a lot of people, a lot of pages, just because I was done. I was like, you know what, I'm done with all the negative happening in this world. I can't keep absorbing all this energy, because then I didn't know that, I don't want to say I'm whatever, but I know that I deal with information more, I'm very much more fragile when it comes to dealing with information. So, but then I didn't know that I absorb so much information quickly and it bothers me, and I would listen and read and my timeline was messed up. I couldn't sleep. I was always worried. My anxiety went up the roof, and I want to stay on track. And when I took out my time and I understood that, oh my God, I am not the kind of person that should be seeing stuff like this, I took out time and I deleted and I unfollowed a lot of people. I've said it's about 2,000 people on my Instagram. Facebook, I can't even count. Now, something happened again and I found myself going back to that curve. But when I deleted all these people, my timeline was amazing. The kind of things I see on my timeline was just very, just very beautiful. I felt safe. I felt like I was safe. I would go to work, come back, and I'm not worried about, something happening to me, something bad happening to me. I'm not scared all the time. I'm not worried about bad things just happening, because my timeline just gives so much positivity, so much bliss, so much belief, so much hope. My timeline gives so much hope. And I just found myself that I wasn't worried so much. I was happy, and I loved that. I have about, I'll say, 15 minutes more. Yeah. I was really happy, and I was happy with my timeline. Okay. And then what happened? I found that slowly I was beginning to, what have I just done? I thought that was a shima. Supposed to be. Slowly, I started going back to those things that I didn't want. Those negative stories, those bad stories, those horrible stories of people doing horrible things to people. Just those sad story and those victim story. And yeah, we know there are victims out there, real victims are out there, but in our society too, everybody wants to be the victim. I don't know why. I'm not gonna say not everybody, but most people want to be the victim, and it's something they are beginning to enjoy. I don't know, maybe there's a incentive for it or whatever. I think there is in some sort of way, clout and all that, but then I just saw that my timeline was messed up again, and I was like, oh my God, how did this happen? It happens one story at a time, one post at a time, one attention at a time. If Facebook or Instagram sees that you like stories like this, they're going to bring 10 times of that. And tomorrow, if you watch 10 times of that, they're going to bring 100 times of that. And I'm saying this to you because it's a continuous journey. It doesn't end. The journey of, trying to stay on the positive, I don't think it ever ends. You have to do it all the time, and you have to remind yourself all the time. You're going to find yourself slipping away. You have to call yourself back to order. Oh my God, what am I doing? So every time you are beginning to have a negative thoughts, wish negativity on yourself and just say, oh my God, this stuff is not going to work for me. Even recently, right now, I'm trying to get a job that is, a bit like higher than the job I have currently. And I'm saying, oh my God, what if I don't get this job? Oh my God. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So it's a continuous journey. And I'm like, even if I don't get this job, maybe God has another one that is going to be better for me. Because over time, I've seen in my life that that's something we can also use. If you still find it hard for you to like believe that something will work out for you, or believe that, oh my God, this happiness I'm feeling right now is going to be snatched. That's a lie. That's something I was thinking about yesterday. Like, the devil cannot snatch my happiness because it wasn't given to me by the devil. It was given to me by God. So why do we even think that the devil has the power to snatch your happiness? It doesn't. Do you understand? It doesn't. So we always have to remind ourselves of these things. And my main point, if there's nothing I pass across today, is that this journey does not end. This journey of staying positive, this journey of, continually, speaking good on your life, it doesn't end, because you're going to always find yourself drifting a little bit, getting carried a little bit, because I don't know, we have this thing where we want to hear whatever story, we want to hear this outrageous thing that happened, and like, wow, oh my God, this thing happened to this person. Like, I don't know why. I really haven't figured it out why, but we have to begin to train ourselves to lean more towards success stories and good stories, and that way we can reflect that in our life. That if we continue to lean more towards good stories and success stories, you find out that is the kind of story you begin to have in your own life. So it's a continuous effort. You're always going to find yourself drifting, not all the time, but I think with time, the more you do it, the more you get good at it, the more you know when you're beginning to drift, the more you can easily like, oh my God, I'm drifting. Like, it's not going to be as bad as, let's say, before you were at 80-20 and then you're drifting to like, and then you drift to like 50-50. Now you're going to know before you get to 50-50. You're going to know when it's like 75. 75-25. You'll be like, no. I need to get to 90-10. And it's not going to be as bad as 50-50, like 50, positive and 50 negative. So the more you do it, the more you know, the better you get. And you have to keep filling yourself with things that would keep fueling your positivity, that will keep fueling good thoughts and good intention for yourself. You have to read, you have to listen to good music, you have to listen to success stories, you have to listen to good podcasts and listen to stuffs that would reinforce that hope in you. Because if you don't have hope, what do we have? Because I keep asking myself, if I don't have hope, what do I have? Am I ready to settle for this mediocre life that I am trying to wish on myself unknowingly? No. So if you know that you're not ready to settle for just the ordinary, or just I will not say the ordinary, because I feel like sometimes the ordinary is okay. I'm still going to talk about that someday. It's something I got to in my journey in life, but yeah, not for today. But like, if you don't want to settle, it's not even ordinary, like settle for the worst. If you're not ready to settle for the worst, then hope is all you have. You have to be hopeful, and it's so important for you to keep speaking positive and keep saying, yes, this thing will happen for me. Yes, I'm going to get better. Yes, I'm going to find someone better. Yes, I'm going to get a better job. Yes, I'm going to get the right apartment. Yes, I'm going to, buy the car of my dream. Yes, I'm going to buy the house of my dream. Yes, I'm going to, relocate or have children. Yes, I'm going to have children. Yes, I'm going to find the right people, the right community, the right place that I belong to. If you keep saying this to yourself, what happens? What happens is that because you keep saying this to yourself, you're going to be on the lookout for things that will get you closer to that kind of life that you want. It might be something as little as waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, or waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning, or waking up and preparing breakfast for yourself, or yes, I'm going to get to my desired weight. That thought alone, like, I can do it, I can get to my desired weight, can make you begin to say, okay, if I really want to get to my desired weight, what can I do? What is one small step I can make? And it starts from one small step. But before you begin to talk about the one small step, you need to be positive. You need to stop speaking negative on yourself. I need to stop speaking negative on myself. And you need to be witty and quick about it to see it when it happens. Because this thing happens in seconds. You might just be walking on the road and you'll be like, oh my God, what if this happens for me? To be great too. I don't think it will happen, Jerry. Those people, I don't think it will happen. Look at what Bolaji, it's not the same thing that happened to Bolaji. They rejected him now. I don't think this will happen for me. Immediately, even if it takes another 5 minutes, you'll be like, oh my God, what am I doing? Call yourself back in order and be like, no. What about the other person? What about Deji? Deji got it. And even with all the problems he had, see how God changed his life. It can happen for me too. What about, whoever? What about Jane? Is that not how miracle, out of nowhere, a miracle just happened for her and her life just changed, or she just, was able to achieve this and achieve that? Focus on the positive stories that you know of. You can't tell me you don't have any positive story. If you don't have any positive story, go online. There's a lot of positive story. Type it on Google. You will see people with real life stories that their life changed for the better, and whatever they were looking for, they got it. So if you don't have it around you, you can look for it on the internet. You can read books. There are people's books that talks about, their success stories and a lot of things. Like, there's this book, sorry, it's an helicopter flying around. Let me wait. Book I read, Yvonne Orji, Bamboozled by Jesus. Like, I don't know if she knows how much that book has touched so many lives. It touched my life. It's an amazing book. She talked about how her life changed in 3 years, and it's just a very hopeful book. There are a lot of books like that sometimes it's so hard to start and say, okay, I want to read these stories. It's so hard when you are in a dark place. To get out of it is so hard. It's not going to take 1 day. It's not going to take 2 days. It's not going to take 1 week. It's not going to take 2 weeks. It's not going to take 1 month, 2 months. But you have to start somewhere and understand that it's a continuous journey. And even when you get out of it, there's a tendency for you to go back in it if you're not aware, if you don't continuously remind yourself that, oh my God, this is not the life I'm about. When you see things or hear stories, sometimes I'll be talking to a friend and they'll say something like, it's normal now, that's so them be, or that's so they be. I'll be like, no. Yeah, it's normal for you, but I don't want that life. Okay? I don't want that life. And you have to keep telling yourself that I don't want this kind of messed up life. I don't want this life where there's no peace. It's just problems and it's just fight and issues, and every day is one thing or the other. I am not focused. I'm not growing. I have to leave soon, but I'll just round up. I'm not growing. I'm not focused. I'm not seeing this growth. Like, this is not my life. And I remember one time, a year or 2 ago, I wrote it down and I said, God, my life was looking messy, and not like in a really bad way, but it was not as bad as before. But this time it was just a little messy in a particular area. And I wrote a letter to God and I said, God, this is not my life. I don't know. I don't understand what this is about, but this is not my life. This is not my life. Okay, this is not my life. So please, I wasn't angry. I didn't say it like this, like, angry and fierce. I was tearful. When I wrote it, and I was like, give me the life I want. You know the kind of life I want, God. Please give it to me. I'm hardworking. I'm this. I'm that. I'm that. Da, 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 da. I deserve this life. I've put in the work. So please give me the life I want. So yeah, don't settle and keep speaking positively on yourself. Please. And don't lose guard. Stay on track. Remember that it's easy to get carried away and go back into that world. Remember that no matter how positive you are right now, it's always just somewhere. Okay, so stay on guard. Even when you get out of it, stay on guard. Not in a fearful way, not like I'm scared. No. Just stay on guard. Like, you can't catch me. You can't catch me off guard. Stay on guard. Okay? Alright, so I'm gonna go because I have like 2 minutes to get to just like, put on my shoes and my jacket and up out. So yeah, thank you so much for listening to me, guys. Enough of the makeup, right? Okay, thank you for listening to me. I love you all so much. To you guys that listen, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I'm just thankful. And I know this community is gonna grow. Definitely, it is, and I'm patient, and I'm patient, and I'm also learning to be more like vulnerable. I'm a very private person. Most people don't know that, but I'm very private. Yeah, I post a lot of my food and stuff like that, but I'm private. But I'm growing, and I'm gonna become more vulnerable as time goes, and as I feel comfortable with it. I'm learning every day, and I want us to be on this side. On this side, we choose the life we want. You really can. Thank you for listening. And remember, always ask yourself, is this what I want? Always ask yourself, is this what I want? Okay? And focus on what you genuinely want from the bottom of your heart. Lean into that. Be vulnerable with yourself. There's nobody looking. It's just you and yourself and God. So be vulnerable with yourself. All right. I'll see you guys. Bye.